TikTok Live agencies can help you get a stream key or live studio. They can protect you from false bans, and they can share training materials with you to help you earn more money. So what are the downsides? What are the red flags? And should you join one? Let's dive in. And to answer that last question, yes, I think you should join them. In the description is my list of verified TikTok Live agencies. And a quick disclaimer, some of these agencies pay me a small commission based on your earnings, but I made this list many months ago and I only started earning from it in January. Let's start with the requirements to join a TikTok Live agency, and it might be easier than you think. There's a misconception that you have to be a massive creator earning thousands to join an agency. That's just not true. TikTok Live agencies are basically incentivized to accept almost anybody. So this example here is Gravitas Q's application page. You can see for most countries, they want you to have somewhere between 800 and 100,000 followers, but actually it's not even right on this page. It's between 0 and 100,000 in most countries. If you're in the UK, you can actually join some agencies up to 1 million, and for the US and Canada, as it says, up to 200,000 followers. And most agencies want you to go live between 10 and 20 hours per month. If you're a serious live streamer, then that's a no-brainer. You should obviously be doing that anyway. So let's look at some pros of joining an agency, the advantages. And firstly, they are free to join. Now you might be wondering, what's the catch? Why are they free? Well, you get 50-50 split on your gifts between TikTok and you, and from TikTok's side, some of that money goes to the agency, and that is shown in this table here that's on my website. So you can see at the top, before joining an agency and after joining, if we include the App Store fees, it's 35% to you, whether or not you're in an agency. So as you can see, the agency is basically incentivized to help you. The more you earn, the more the agency earns. And I've listed other benefits at the top of my page. Most people want a stream key to use OBS or other streaming software. They can also unlock Live Studio for you as well. And even if you're just a phone streamer, I still recommend joining agencies because of the false ban protection. You've probably had restrictions or bans when you're not even doing anything wrong. You haven't even broken the TikTok rules. In that case, you just speak to your agency and they'll help you get unbanned because they have direct contact with TikTok staff. That basically means a TikTok Live agency is a free insurance policy, and who doesn't want free insurance? TikTok also requires every agency to give you some type of training. So typically when you join an agency, you'll get an email after a few days. And there'll usually be a link in this email to some form of video training or some dates for some group coaching or even one-on-one training sessions. And of course, the goal of this training is to help you earn more gifts. And finally, nearly every agency has a Discord server. And of course, the big agencies have hundreds or thousands of TikTok live streamers in their Discord who you can collab with. And as I mentioned earlier on, they have a direct line of contact with a TikTok staff member. Now, of course, you're probably still thinking, what's the catch? Just before we get to that, if you guys want to support the work on my YouTube channel, I have channel memberships from just $1. That will give you a Discord role, and it goes all the way up to the platinum level, which gets you a monthly one-on-one chat with me. So take a browse through the different tiers. I'll put the link to become a YouTube channel member in the description, and thanks to all my current channel members. So what are the cons or the downsides of joining a TikTok Live agency? Well, if you've chosen one from my verified list of agencies, hopefully there's none, because I've tried to make sure those are very good agencies, and I have removed some in the past. But here's an example of an agency which wasn't on my list, where the creator sent me this screenshot. I've hidden the name of the agency. I've called them Greedy Agency instead. But basically, the creator in this agency was asking about a stream key, and the agency basically said, "You're wasting our time asking." The point of a TikTok Live agency is for them to help you. So if you ever experience something like this in an agency, you should leave immediately. And you do that by going into the Live Center on your phone, then into the Agency Center. Some agencies will try and force you to do certain types of content. Most commonly, they'll try and get you to go live from your phone with live battles. The best agencies will let you be the creator and let you do what you want. That's just a signal that they're money hungry and they're trying to get you to earn gifts from doing live battles. And as with most things in life, one size does not fit all. For example, some agencies will happily accept computer streamers, like the top 3 US agencies on my list. But if I scroll down a bit to some of the other US agencies, these ones are really well suited for phone streamers, but they're not well suited for computer streamers. As you can see with the example of Rockstars, they want the computer streamers to earn 50,000 diamonds when most of the other agencies will give you a stream key for free. But again, that said, both Rockstars and Blueshift are fantastic for phone streamers and shop streamers. So just make sure you find an agency that suits you. And outside of that, there's not really many cons or downsides. As I said earlier on, really an agency is a free insurance policy for you. Even if you don't take advantage of any of the benefits they offer, if you get falsely banned, you can come to the agency and they'll help you. Let's look at some red flags now, and we'll start with not having a website. The best agencies will be very professional, and one sign of being professional is just bothering to have a website. Often it's a sign that they're just cutting corners and trying to be cheap and to save money. All good agencies will have a website that clearly explains how their agency works. Another red flag is spamming your DMs and asking for your agency invite code without even telling you anything about the agency. If they're in your DMs, then that's a sign that they're getting a bit desperate. The good agencies will have great recruitment methods that do not involve DMing you on TikTok. Typically, it should be you that is initiating contact with the good agencies. For example, FTTV does not need to spam people's DMs because they recruit via other methods like my list of agencies and like word of mouth. And as I mentioned earlier on, the best agencies are there to support you. If you contact them and they show no interest, then immediately leave. Once again, go into the live center and go into agency center and leave the agency. They should be interested in helping you. That should be why they've set up the agency in the first place, not just to be money hungry. And in my opinion, the best TikTok Live agencies are solely focused on TikTok Live. Yes, there is agencies that will do other things. For example, they might help you get sponsorships for Instagram or YouTube or something like that. But the largest TikTok Live agencies in the world are clearly very focused just on TikTok Live. So let's now look at how to find agencies. And like I said, you can go to my list of agencies, which is in the description. This is a verified list. These should all be very good agencies. But if you can't find one in your country, or if you want to find others, you can also scroll down this page where I've got 2 tips to find an agency. So here's the first tip. I've gone onto Google. You have to have the quote. So quotes TikTok Live, quotes UK, and quotes agency. And then if we scroll down a bit, you can see we've got a lot of different TikTok Live agencies and my own website as well. But this is just an example. Just head on to Google and use these specific search terms. If you're in a different country and you have a different language, translate all of these different terms. And again, make sure you use the quotes. Secondly, to find an agency, you can head to the TikTok Live page for your country. So I'm on TikTok Live UK. If you click onto their following list, it might take quite a bit of scrolling, but you'll see these TikTok Live official accounts will follow agencies. So for example, this looks like 2 agencies they're following here. Here's another one. So just scroll through the following list and look for agencies. Next up, let's briefly talk about how the actual process of joining an agency works. Well, you obviously start on their website by filling out a form. For example, here is Atomic's form. As you can see, it's just a few simple questions. And you will be asked for a 6-digit code. The smart agencies have a button you can just press to generate the code. But I'll put on screen now how to get into the agency center. Basically, on your phone app, you just go into the live center and into the agency center. So once you've entered your code and filled out the form, this is where things will slow down a bit. And this is because TikTok has to process your account and approve you to join the agency. So this needs a TikTok staff member to actually click a button in their system to approve you. And unfortunately, TikTok is an understaffed, poorly organized, billion-dollar company. So this can often take 7 days or more. Once you are officially approved by TikTok, the agency can now send you an email or a text message, typically containing training materials and a link to their Discord server. Once you're in their Discord server, this is where you'll be able to request a stream key if you want one, and typically there'll be a Discord channel to read through containing either a form or a way to contact them. If you're applying for a stream key, you'll once again be hit by a delay because the agency then has to contact the TikTok staff member who's assigned to them. And then the TikTok staff member has to go into your account and enable your stream key. And as I just said, TikTok's understaffed and poorly organized, so it can take up to 15 days to get a stream key from the point of joining an agency. So this screenshot's from my unofficial agency hub, which is in the description. Again, don't forget, agencies are more than just a stream key. And as I said, they're basically a free insurance policy. If you get falsely banned, the agency can help you get unbanned. So don't just immediately leave your agency because you've got the StreamKey. I mentioned this earlier on, but worth covering again. Here's how to leave a TikTok Live agency, and you should be leaving an agency if they are not serving you. For example, if they're being greedy like I showed earlier on, or if they're just not suitable for you, then leave the agency. And you do that by heading into Live Center, then finding Agency Center. And unfortunately, this is where there'll be a delay of up to 30 days to leave. And then unfortunately, there will again be a further delay before you can join another agency. Those are rules imposed by TikTok. Now, I tried and failed to make my own agency. Basically, TikTok ignored my agency application. But I think if you're in other countries which aren't the UK, for example, if you're in the US or Canada, you might have better luck trying to make your own agency. Obviously, you'll need some experience and organization, but let me show you how to apply to create an agency. You have to head to TikTok Live Backstage. So it's live-backstage.tiktok.com. And then just fill out the form on this website. You'll need to prove you're serious by forming a limited company in your country. And to clarify the terminology, TikTok calls them live creator networks, but we all know they are agencies. Finally, as I mentioned, I do have this Discord server, which I'm calling the Live Agency Hub Unofficial. I've got a lot of different channels just with information about agencies. You can talk to us in the general channel if you have any questions. And I also have a few channels with agency reps inside of them. Currently, I've got a FTTV rep and an Atomic rep inside. You can also use the Gravitas Q channel to ask any questions about that. So if you want more info about agencies, you can join me there, or you can join my general Discord, which is also in the description. And of course, I keep talking about stream keys. If you want to find your stream key, you can watch the video on screen now.